Alright, I have just got to go with this story time for now, because it's been a bit difficult to get into that poetry mode zone. I must admit, this evening the lighting was all wrong and couldn't quite get it, and the glare and the fire, and trying to bring you the warmth and such. Splitting headache, just a general mouth pucker about things. But I have my cutie gizmo boy. Look at him just... you'd think that I trained this dog to do this. I have not. This adorableness is just top notch. It's really top notch. As is this guy. One of my greats. Just chopping away all the live long day with some Amanita muscaria on your bonnet. How do you do? I'll have to show you my haunted garden gnome next time. I think maybe I showed you a very brief peek of him, maybe not. But I found this garden gnome in a field not many years ago, but some odd years ago. And I'm so always wanting to do the right thing all the time that I saw this bicyclist pass by. I've never been able to say bicyclist very well. It's one of my words. Bicyclists hurts my soul. So I saw a man on a bicycle go by, and he was going kind of slow, and I said, "Excuse me." And I had this, this is almost like a meeting a troll under the bridge kind of story, but he kind of reluctantly stopped, and I gave him the moral conundrum, or the moral challenge. Here's this gnome. He's from the 1970s. He's in the middle of a field. He seems to belong to no one, and he's clearly haunted. You take one look at this guy's eyes, and oh yeah, big time. There's a soul in there. So I said, what would you do? And he didn't seem like it was much of a dramatic flair guy, but he kind of crossed his arms and was like, "You wouldn't catch me within 100 miles of that thing. I wouldn't take that if you paid me," was kind of his sentiment. Why would you want to bring that haunted madness into your life? And even he saw it, just this normal, ordinary dude strolling by, or whizzing by. Zooming by. Whizzing sounds bad. But yeah, he basically told me he wouldn't take it because it was clearly possessing the soul of something. So I took it, of course, in the middle of this field with no homes around. And yeah, people just have gotten a kick out of him ever since. I'll have to show him to you next time. His name is Tipsy Finnegan Thistlebottom. That's right. Good old Tipsy. Good old Thistlebottom clan family. They've been a long time gnoming out there. The Thistlebottoms. I decided to go easy button with my outfit this evening. Not that it isn't cool. It is like a crocheted gold lame. It's got gold stitching, silky lady lounge robe from, I'm gonna guess, late 70s, early 80s. I'm gonna say, because my vintage is pretty good, I'm gonna say this is from 79, 80. Don't know. But it's got poof sleeves, and it's velvety AF, and it makes me feel loungy, and I needed that today. I can't even find the words. Just feel kind of off. Kind of just, I'm sorry, everything's bothering me. I'm trying not to let it, but this fire helped a lot. It's got this warm, glowy essence. But I'm gonna shoot some really deep, sentimental, straight to the heart type stuff at you real quick, because I just kind of needed to keep it brief and keep it loungy today. I've been bringing you big old chunks of myself from all decades and all manner of truths within my inner truths within the womb of another truth. And lots of whiz bangs and sparkle makers, so I just I'm gonna bring it to you raw by the fireplace, just like this, just in this way. But yeah, in a weird mood, kind of strange in my own self, as as it goes when you're like not seeing people and digging around in your former and current thoughts. But this one is actually pretty serious to me, but I'm gonna leave it mysterious because I will do another one about this person that's one of my more epic pieces of writing. But for now, it's pretty much just like, this is someone I loved a lot, and today I was just, honestly, I don't plan these things, I tell you this, little pieces come to me, little breadcrumbs. My boo got the fire roaring, and I just kind of skimmed through my notebook, and I saw the word venison, and I was like, that's the one, that fits, that works, a warm venison vibe, that'll do. And then it ended up containing all these other fragments of heart and love and fire and elements and very deep thoughts. But yeah, I'll just keep it mysterious. Yes, mysterious. And if you know who it's about, then you're a fucking genius. On the frickin', what's the thing that people play with the brains? The Trivial Pursuit. Then you're a genius in the Trivial Pursuit. The pursuit of teal knowledge. If you guess this one, then you got it going on, Donkey Kong. You've paid attention well, Padawan. Yeah, so I'll just give it to you, and then I'll give you an extra little juicy tidbit add-on that maybe will give it away if it hadn't already. But it's my life, I'm sharing it with you. Yeah, someone I waited too long to tell him how I felt. That happens in life. It's okay. These are things we have to forgive ourselves for, but good stories were collected, good things I carry in my pouch of this person. And it just seemed warm and glowy and real and like a memory. And so it's story time, and so I'll give it to you. Tonight is, golly gee dang, Williker Zoinkies, where we at? 46. 46. Alright. I can skip the Netflix and watch Teal's the Real Deal. Why not? I had a friend tell me, friend who looks like Marilyn Monroe, even like a little more striking and mysterious and wondrous, and she's immensely tall and captivating and very talented. And early pandemic, she got me to get into a pond, which also, if you know me, is I'm pretty afraid of most things. Like, I don't even ride a bicycle, so but it just seemed like things were going so pear-shaped, dang screwy, discombobulating on every level, that getting in a pond felt really good. And she tells me super healing, gratifying, wondrous things, and she always puts them in crazy, change the human language, poetry, mash this word with that word, and that's how I like to talk and be talked to. But she told me today that these videos are her favorite show, and could you get a kinder compliment than that? No, not really. Just like you couldn't get much cuter than this lounge lizard right here. Freaking just posed like an actor. Madness. But thank you for that. Lovely, beautiful, golden-haired friend. I love ya. But yeah, so I hope you tune into the show, and I'll just keep them going for you every single day. How about it? It's a deal. I'll be there. Okay, so dive in. This is heavy and emotional, but I'm just decorating it and smattering it with all kinds of other feelings, because that's how I'm coping these days. Friends and foppish, and flop till you drop-ish alike. Yeah, we're all here together. We can dig it. We can help each other through it. It gets weird. It is weird. It's okay to admit that it's pretty weird right now, right? I think so. But do something cozy. Feel cozy feelings. I would recommend Velvet. But yeah, I'll dive right in. Gotta get to it, you know. This one is called Confessing Love Minus the Words. You swerve to miss this, my greatest of premonitions. Train bell wails in time with my heart throbbing, wind chime whisperer like empty bucket apple bobbin. Still the smell of summer mint hints of a fragment of ease, as fall breezes battle for control of the shift, striking flint makes just a glint of fire. Oh, here we sit in fits of memory on the wet grass once more, me rambling on what my heart is for. What? For what? Swept up in it, earthquake fingertips the whole bit. Can you sip what you craved for so long, many days? Back to the old heavy gulp in breath. The breadth and width of the thing. I say, have a porch swing. We could build a home beside it, stretched upon a land mass like a sliding silhouette. You pretended you smoked cigarettes on the porch a while, offered me a peach right out the gate. Just after I had flung my purse and all its contents upon seeing you at the gate. I knew I would today. But you got a gal. What could be worse? What can I say? And now, like a quick scene shift in a play, I'm snug bug zapped back into my twin bed. My swimming head. Look at the picture again, would ya? I've still got so much gazing to do on you. Peel me like your favorite fruit. Boil me like venison stew. Hearty. So hearty. Yeah, so there's a thing. Reading feels hard, being feels hard, but I gave you a slice anyway. I messed up apple bobbing and I almost gave up and quit. But you know, I got the fire. It's a very delicate one-take situation here. But you know, I just like the beginning. Train bell wails in time with my heart throbbing, wind chime whisperer like empty bucket apple bobbin. Not blubbin. Apple bobbin. You got it. You got it. It's supposed to be clever. But so, a little bit of bonus info and then I'm going to get it done in under 20 minutes. Shocking my family. Because I can't ever seem to quite get a single bit of thought out without a big Broadway production about it, clearly. But I'm just going to include these last few little bits because it ties into my feelings of this person. They reminded me a lot of James Dean, but without all of the ego. I mean, obviously James Dean was pure authenticity, just dripping authenticity. But yeah, he also had that, like, I know I'm hot and I'm going to shake what I got kind of thing going on. I'm going to be hot to trot. He had that, and this person didn't, who the poem is about. But more on that. It all ties together, and I'm gonna elaborate soon in the near future. If you're following this at all, trust me, I'll elaborate. But I have an uncle who was a James Dean impersonator back in the day, and when I was in theater, we had this picture of him from a movie where he played James Dean. It was like his headshot from that movie, and I would make everyone in the theater company kiss it for good luck. It was like this huge tradition, kiss the James Dean uncle. So that was pretty cool. I've always had an obsession, and I'm going to tell this whole story when I dive into the thing about this other poem that I wrote about this person. It's a great story. It's windy and epic and very connected, but I wrote down these little snippets and I've kept them for yars and yars and yars, and I just felt like they matched my mood and this and all tied together, and it's a short snippet. But I discovered this book, a very, very thick book, probably the thickest book I've ever read in a sitting. I'm going to say somewhere's in the ballpark of like 400 pages, and pretty small writing. And it was interviews, quotes, all kinds of juicy things I'd never heard about James Dean, and I'd really gone digging around too. And it was called The Mutant King. And I was actually kid sitting for several kids for this family at Mount Shasta. They had all this money, and their 16-year-old daughter had just gotten a nose job and breast implants, naturally. So it was pretty weird. I did not get to enjoy much of Mount Shasta. I was just kind of the nose wiper and, you know, disaster preventer. But I did get a little moment to myself where they went on a boat for a few hours, and I sat and I just devoured this book on their shelf about James Dean. It was the best part of Mount Shasta, which I'm sure is a very cool place, so I've heard. But I just got down on this book, and it really grooved with me a lot. So these are just little snippets from that. Jimmy wouldn't come, dear Gussie, Jimmy wouldn't come until everybody left. I heard a commotion in the back room. Heavens to Betsy, Jimmy Dean would come through the window. He was laying on the bed, hands propped under his head like a prince in his rightful place. I said, from now on, sonny boy, you come through the front door like everybody else. He said, no, I think I like it better this way. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. J.D. Jimmy Dean. He'd come late, not really say hello. After a while, you'd look around and he'd be gone. He was wonderful to know, but not always easy to know. You had to work at it, and boy, did it pay when you did. When they say, come with the news, there was an electricity in the room. You just know something dreadful had happened. That's when he had his car wreck. Didn't have to happen. And then this is, interestingly enough, from the poem I will read you in the future. It was like a drafting. I drafted it like a mad woman on many, 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 many pages. And I just thought it was interesting. It was on the back of all these notes, obviously, because those emotions tied together for me. So I'm just giving you a little teaser of that one. Don't be afraid to see without day. Take that mountain, the one that's been waiting. The world you knew fading. Roll back your shoulders. Feel those wings. A boy and a girl stretched on the ground. Love is found. Love is all around. They are waiting on the cliff to lift us. So yeah, teasers and tidbits and twinkles in the distance of parts of my life. That's what I bring you. Here we are, just like I said, under 20 minutes. I'm going to go watch The Bachelor, which is really embarrassing, but true. I bring you truth right here, people. I'm keeping up with every boring tidbit. They're a little, yeah, the drama's a little forced this time. I don't know. I have feelings. I have many feelings about it. I always do. Let me know if you want to hear more. You can start all kinds of clubs and discussions and Gizmo fan club. That definitely needs to go down. I just feel like whatever the lighting is, it needs to be on Gizmo more. I was trying to get the glare off of the fireplace, but there you go. There you go. We love you. I love you. Got lots of love for you. Brought you some more juicy love this evening, and I so appreciate your presence. It feels like this really important story hour. It feels like this really important chance and opportunity for me to romance myself again and not dread being myself, but just be it and share it. It's really, really, really vital to me right now. So if you're tuning in, you're a part of something that is really a great beginning and a great big Vesuvius style commotion of goodness and just I don't know what other analogy. It's a freaking Yellowstone, people. It's my creativity and it's Yellowstone and you're bringing it out of me and I love it. So I'll be back tomorrow with more. And here we go, 1909. We're still under 20. We did it. Okay, good night. Get cozy by the fireplace. Down, 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 down. Lay you down by the fire. Ooh.